I'm Jeannie Moody, and I am going to be showing you my math toolbox that I use with my students. So this is my bag. I'm going to rearrange camera a little bit so I can show you a few things. The first thing that I have in my toolbox is some colored chips for counting. So I will use, oops, sorry, where you can see it. Sorry. There you go. Okay, so I use these for a lot of things, for addition, for subtraction, counting, for building problems, just in general number sense problems. So that's one of the best tools I can use for things. Another great thing I have in my toolkit is a base 10 set where I've got the 10 rods and individual ones pieces that we can work on place value. And those work great for that, to reinforce that. Another idea I really like is I use dice a lot. And I like using the colored dice because you can just do different things, play different games, order them differently, have them remember what color, what number they saw, just kind of work on some memory things like that too. But it's a great way to work on addition or multiplication. You can use the dice for that. So that's another great tool I use. This is something that I created. I call it Turtle Facts. I created a set of multiplication facts, and on each card has a multiplication problem, and then there's a solution that it matches up to. So I usually use this like a match game. So this works great. The kids seem to really like that. It's colorful, it's bright, it's just something to change it up. Okay, another basic thing I like to keep in my toolkit is a deck of cards. Just using plain playing cards. It's just an ordinary deck of cards. But I use this, my favorite thing to do with this is to play blackjack with students. Then I can use it to, they're estimating, they're adding, they're trying to figure out what is the best way to get to 21, how close can I get without going over it. So they work really well for stuff like that. Let's see what I have next. Oh, clock. Just your basic clock to play with, to work on telling time, to moving the hour hand and the minute hand. And you can just do various problems like that. With the digital world, you can see that now we need some practice on just a traditional clock face and learning where the numbers lie. So it's a great tool to use. Let's see. Oh, this is something fun. I like to use a ball. And I usually use this with my students like with count bys, like 2, and they roll it back 4, 6, 8, like that. But it's interactive and it keeps them engaged. So just a simple little ball, I think this one's like just kind of a beanbag type, works great. Okay. Oh, another basic thing I use is coins. Various coins. We'll practice counting the coins, making change, making sure we can identify each coin as we go along. And my favorite thing to do with students is to play store with them with the coins. Okay, back to my bag again. And a muffin tin. This is just something for home. Great thing to use if you're doing fractions. You can use the colored chips that I said before, and you can work on fractions with those. Or you can put a chip in and look at like 1 out of 12. Or you can cover half of it and do 1 out of 6. And just work on fractions with students that way. So that's a great way to reinforce it. Okay. Love, love, love the fraction overlays. This is a kit from, I believe it's Matthew C. But just to give you an example, you can just build the fractions and they can see what it looks like. They can see the difference in thirds or halves. Here's a half. Or you could even do the fourths. So that way they just get a visual of what everything looks like, and it helps them understand it more. A pretty basic thing to use in my toolkit is a straight edge, just a ruler, just a basic ruler. When we work on counting and units of measures, I also like to pull out a protractor so we can use it for measuring or looking at angles and things like that. On the geometry note, another favorite of mine is Pythagoras pieces. You can use the Pythagoras pieces to build various patterns. You can talk about math language. You can look at like the hypotenuse. You can look at right angles, a square, just different math language. So it's a great thing to build that. Looking at units of measure, just a basic measuring cup from your kitchen. It's a great tool to use for teaching students about fractions, cooking, kind of life skill, life measurements. All right, and the last thing, which is very simple, but I absolutely love it, is having a whiteboard in my math toolkit. I like the whiteboard because they can write problems out. They can use the different colors to show different processes. Typically, I like to give them an oral mental math problem to do, and then have them write the answer down, show me the answer, and then go back and show me how they came up with that answer. So it's a good thinking skill to do it that way. All right, I hope you've enjoyed. That's my math